Welcome again to the SundayGorilla Mens Bible study. I'm Brother Thomas Lee Harris III, and we are in the Gospel according to Matthew, verse by verse. We've reached the 5th chapter. I'm going to jump right in. It's a long, deep, written in red chapter. Jesus goes hard. Amen. Get it. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it in this chapter. Amen. Chapter 5. The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 5, verse 1. And seeing the multitude, he went on the mountain, and he was seated. And when he was seated, his disciples came to him. Then he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Amen. Let me just start this timer. Verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. I want to highlight that. They're all highlightable. They're all written in red. But the pure in heart are going to see God. Amen. Verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. Verse 12. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Verse 13. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled under the foot of man. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So we see that right after saying, you're going to be persecuted for my sake. But this light in you, this good word in you, he said it's just like a lamp. Right? I don't light a lamp and stick it under my bed. What's the point? You light a lamp or a candle and you put it out so it lights the room. And that's what we are. To light the room, to light the word. Wherever you go, whatever room you're in, light it with the gospel. Amen? We don't want to preach. This is written in red. Come on. Verse 17. Do not think I came to destroy the law of the prophets. I did not come to destroy it, but to fulfill it. Important. Gotta highlight that. Ooh, we're doing a lot of highlight. Alright, so that's in. People gonna ask you questions about the Old Testament. He fulfilled it. Not destroyed it, fulfilled it, completed it. Amen. Verse 18. For surely I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled. Whoever therefore breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches men so shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you that unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. Verse 21. You have heard that it is said of those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without cause, man, we're going to highlight that, y'all. Whoever is angry at his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whoever says to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar, and go your way. First be reconciled with your brother, and then come and offer a gift. Agree with your adversary quickly, while you are on your way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge. The judge hand you over to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Amen. Verse 26. Assuredly I say to you, you will by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. You have heard that it is said to those of old, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you, whoever looks at a woman to lust at her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. Verse 30. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perishes than your whole body be cast into hell. Furthermore, it has been said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that whoever divorces his wife for any reason except sexual immorality causes her to commit adultery. And whoever marries a woman who is divorced commits adultery. Verse 33. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform your oaths of the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Verse 36. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your yes be yes, and your no be no. For whatever is more than is from... Amen. Once again, verse 37. For let your yes be yes, and your no, no. For whatever is more than these is from the evil one. Verse 38. For you have heard that it is said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you not to resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. Highlight that real quick. Amen. Right? Jesus is laying down his new commandments. Amen. Verse 40. If anyone wants to sue you, take away your tunic. Let him have your cloak also. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks you. And from him who wants to borrow from you, do not turn away. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemy. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. And pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Verse 45. That you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes the sun rise on evil and on good. He sends rain on the just and the unjust. Highlight that. So he rains on the just and the unjust. Jesus laying down a new law. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore you shall not be perfect. Therefore you shall not be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. Amen. Once again, verse 47. And if you greet your brother only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. And that concludes the 5th chapter in the book of the Gospel of Matthew. And he says here that if I'm just friends to my friends and enemies to my enemies, he says you're not perfect like God. God's offering of love is to all who accept him. Amen. And that's what Jesus is laying down. The turn the cheek policy is foreign to us. He's trying to show us the full gospel, the grace of God, extended to those who are not worthy. Amen. And that concludes the 5th chapter in the Gospel of Matthew. Amen.